Hey folks, Tommy Yarsh alongside Hudson Standish following Texas's Junior Day. And Hudson, we were flooded with a fleet of white buses dropping off prospects in front of DKR Memorial Stadium. And no bus more important than the one containing five-star 2024 wide receiver Micah Hudson from Lake Belton. He made the quick hour drive, or maybe hour and a half drive down I-35 to come to Texas after we heard earlier in the week that he was going to miss Junior Day due to a training session with Margin Hooks. How much does it mean for the Longhorns to be able to get Hudson down on campus?
Tommy, obviously it's massive. Anytime that you can get the number 6 player in the country, according to the 24/7 Sports Composite rankings, it's a big deal. Hudson altered his training session plans, but not only that, he showed up about 2 hours early, which our Jordan Scruggs, who was helping out with the Texas Junior Day coverage, was able to snap a few photos of him and then get an exclusive interview after he left a little bit earlier than the rest of the prospects that were on campus. Obviously, with Hudson, he's very familiar with Texas, lives close to Austin, and has visited multiple game days, not even only at DKR, but at the Red River Shootout at the Cotton Bowl, where he saw Texas put a 49-0 drubbing on Oklahoma. With Hudson, he's going to be somebody that they absolutely, covet until the signature is dry on his, national letter of intent. Long way to go with this one, but I really like where Texas stands and think that they're probably trending up with the elite playmaker.
And for more on Micah Hudson, you mentioned Jordan Scruggs. He had the exclusive interview with him yesterday. For some tidbits from that, you can go to Horns 24/7 and check that out. Fantastic work from Jordan yesterday. I want to talk about the trio of 2024 running backs that were on campus yesterday. Jarrett Gibson is the number 1 running back in the class, and he made the trip out from IMG Academy in Florida. And then Taylor Tatum and James Peoples joined him down in Austin as well. They got to chat with both Tashard Choice and Bijan Robinson, who's preparing for the 2023 NFL draft, but made some time to come back to campus and speak with these recruits. How much of an impact do you think conversations with guys like Bijan and Coach Choice had on these young players?
It's incredible that Bijan Robinson took time out of his NFL draft prep schedule to do this. But at the same time, when you talk to teammates of his, the first word that they'd use to describe him is selfless. I think it's exactly who Bijan Robinson is. And, creating this experience for these 3 elite players, they were all blown away. And it wasn't even just those guys in the 24 class. You had Jordan Davison in the 2025 class, a rising junior from Mater Dei High School out in California, that basically gave some of the same quotes. It's major. I think that Tashard Choice, after landing Cedric Baxter in the 2023 cycle, is set up really well to potentially take 2 running backs in 24.
Absolutely. And Tashard Choice has shown that he's not scared to go outside of the state of Texas and pick out running backs. He went to Florida in the last cycle with Cedric Baxter and trying to go there again with Jarrett Gibson and IMG Academy. On the defensive side of the ball, a lot of talent there as well. We briefly talked about yesterday how excited we were to see King Joseph Edwards come off the bus and visit the Longhorns. You talked with him for a little bit. Seemed like he had a good visit. And then obviously the top player in the state of Texas, defensive back Kobe Black, whose teammate from Waco, Connolly, Jelani McDonald, signed in the 2023 class, and then former teammate who transferred to DeSoto, Trey Wisner. He just won a state championship, also in the 2023 class. Those two guys have 30 plus offers. They can go anywhere they'd want in the country. What did you make of their thoughts on Texas, and what stood out with the Longhorns as opposed to the other 30 programs?
So King Joseph Edwards is really intriguing, right? He transferred recently to Mill Creek, who is the Georgia defending 7A state champion. And, he visited Texas last year during one off-season event, had a great time, decided to come back. And I think the Longhorns are squarely in the mix to receive an official visit from him. Obviously, Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, USC, also programs that he mentioned that he's high on. But I like where Texas stands, even though this is going to be an absolutely massive recruitment spanning coast to coast, Tommy. And then when you talk about Kobe Black, the connections to Texas are undeniable. The family atmosphere, as he described it. I know that Jelani McDonald was recruiting him hard yesterday. That's going to be major. But again, visiting Texas A&M next week, so it's by no means a done deal. And schools from across the country are going to be over at this time the number 1 player in the state of Texas, according to 24/7 Sports.
And we were talking with Kobe a little bit yesterday when he got off the bus heading home, and we asked about Jelani McDonald and what he would say to him when he came back to Connolly, and Kobe just kind of laughed and said he made the right choice. So certainly a good sign there for the Longhorns. A couple new offers given out on Junior Day as well. Out of all the prospects who received them, who stands out to you the most and why?
There weren't as many offers as I think we were expecting, but one that definitely stood out was Bennett Warren. And I mean, how can you miss him at 6'8", 310 pounds? Kyle Flood obviously covets large humans, but Bennett Warren might be one of the bigger ones that I've seen. And he was all smiles after receiving a Texas offer. He stayed patient with the recruiting process, visited Texas a couple times during the season, and all of that hard work really paid off. And I think that Kyle Flood has done a tremendous job in roster construction and in the 2024 class. I think he has another set of guys that really fit his MO.
Yeah, and you mentioned Warren's smile as he came off the bus. It was ear to ear. He was ecstatic to finally get that offer from Texas. He's been heating up recently. Certainly a big human that Kyle Flood is looking for, like you mentioned. Other than that, that's going to wrap things up for us here on the Horns 24/7 YouTube channel. I want to thank you for joining us, and make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more content. For Hudson Standish, I'm Tommy Yarsh. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.